Now I'm gonna kind of let it short shift a little bit. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2022 Honda Pilot EXL. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to Stockton 12 Honda for giving me some time with the Pilot. Check out their inventory and link below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 280 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Pilot. So first off, I really like the body line right there on the hood. Kind of makes things look a little bit more muscular. Now coming down below, we've got these LED accent lights with the projector bulb. Of course, it pops off as soon as we are talking about it. It's timed out so that your battery doesn't die, which is obviously smart engineering. But anyways, got the fog light down below with Honda's signature grille. Notice the logo is also a sensor. And then you've got like all the chrome accenting, which actually looks really nice because it kind of goes into the headlight itself. And then we've got some venting down there at the bottom. And other than that, that's all for the front. Now coming around the side here, we've got two 45mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then as for the design on the wheels, I think it looks pretty cool. So it's kind of like little mountains is what we'll call it, pointing towards the center where you've got the Honda logo. And then here's a quick look at the front suspension. We'll talk about how that performs when we take it out and drive it. Notice we've got the plastic molding that goes all around the bottom portion, kind of like an added layer of protection. The mirrors are two-tone. We've got the white on the top, and then we've got the black plastic on the bottom. Then we've got the chrome molding around the windows, which kind of makes it look a little bit more premium. And there's your full side view. So here's our key fob. Notice we've got the Honda logo, and then it does have the remote start. You just lock it and then hold that down. And then we also have the release for the hatch, which just hold that down for a second, and then it'll automatically pop open. Now let's pop here into the rear. So first off, notice we've got some storage space just underneath. We've got our 12 volts right there, and then notice that this kind of is already material that is not going to get damaged easily, which is nice because that's where you're going to load stuff up. And then notice here with the third row, you've got the strap right here. Once you pull that, the headrest folds down, and then you can throw down the third row itself. And with it folded down, you actually get a decent amount of storage space. And well, I'll show you. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Notice we got soft touch all along here and then up on the side. And then we've got our window control, a couple cup holders, and we've got the rear seats here. So notice we've got the full leather with the nice stitching all throughout. And then again, we've got the third row, which is all covered up. If you're wondering, with access, there's a button right here. Press that, and then it throws the seat forward. And then that gives us access there to the third row itself. It is a little bit of a pinch, but again, you guys got to remember, you're gonna like have kids back here, so yeah. Legroom, I mean, obviously again, a little bit on the small side, but again, this is kind of reserved for kids. And then you guys can see the cups. The room isn't too bad. Notice the seatbelt comes out of the ceiling, and then we actually get vents back here, which is definitely a nice touch. And then we'll see about getting out here. Again, a little bit of a pinch. Whew, not too bad. And then we'll throw this seat back there, and we'll see what the second row is like. Ooh, yeah, a lot comfier. Pretty solid. And then you guys can see you've got the vents in that area. You've got our climate controls here for the back as well. So this does have 3 climate zones, 2 for the front and then 1 for the back. Sunshades as well. I mean, this is nice. Let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, notice we got all that soft touch. We got the window controls here. They're automatic for the front. Memory seats. This is for the gas cap release, and then the hatch. And then here's the front seats. Again, you've got that same leather with the stitching. Adjustments on the side of the seat. Pedals. We've got an old school brake in terms of like, you know, press it down to turn the brake on. Hood latch release. We've got this for the lane departure, the collision, and then we've got the stability control, the mirror adjustment. This is for the econ mode, which is like your fuel economy mode. And then the steering wheel is manually adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. So here's our steering wheel. Notice we've got leather all around the steering wheel with the black stitching on the center. We have our steering assist with the cruise control that has the follow function. So basically it drives itself on the highway. Pretty cool tech. Got the home button right there. And this got like our phone controls, all that fun stuff. Paddle shifters on the back for the 9-speed automatic. Got the turn signal / light stock, windshield wiper stock, and that's the steering wheel. So here's our center gauge cluster itself. Notice that you've got the temperature and fuel on either side, and then you've got that digital readout there in the center, which you can scroll through a few different menus. And this is also where the home screen button kind of comes into play. But I think something's cool is like you can see all-wheel drive torque, for example. I think that's like a pretty interesting, neat feature. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the center screen. I think it looks great. And if you're running on the econ mode, when you press that, it'll tell you whether that is on or off. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, we're going to pop it into reverse. We've got a backup camera with trajectory lines. They turn with the steering wheel. Notice you've got the different viewpoints with the camera. You've got like a zoomed in function if you ever want to hook up to like a trailer. As for the rest of the infotainment system, it has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Really good response time with the infotainment system. You can see when you press the button, pretty much have instant response with that. And then these right here aren't like physical buttons, they're kind of like screen buttons. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, they work great too. Aside from that, that's pretty much everything for the infotainment system. I think it looks nicely integrated into the dash as well. It doesn't look like a plopped on tablet like some modern cars. We've got our climate controls here. So again, dual zone for the front. We do have the rear climate as well. Extra storage space. Got the heated seat controls here for the front, and this is like our phone area basically, because you've got the charging outlets and then some storage. Transmission select, you've got your park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then the S, which is kind of like your sport mode in a way, and this is kind of like your off-road sort of drive mode select. The reason I say that is because most of the drive modes pertain to like adverse conditions that, you know, may or may not be off-road. So you got normal, snow, mud, and sand. So I guess like half the modes are off-road. Snow could be off-road, could not be, but anyways, we'll just call this the off-road mode drive select because, well, I can. Anyways, auto stop start, a couple cup holders, and then you've got more storage space here with some charging areas down below. And I've always liked this that Honda does. I think it just looks cool from a design perspective. Got the glove box right there, and then this trim piece is also pretty nice. And the dash is actually soft touch. Nice attention to detail. We've got the sunglass holder at the top, which obviously has the mirror so that you can stare at your kids in the back. And then we've got a sunroof right here, and that's all. Now there's just the right amount of glare, so you guys can't really see the window sticker. I am sorry about that, but anyways, the total MSRP on this EXL is $42,680, and wait for it. Don't want to walk into the back of this HRV. Anyways, let's take it out and see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility with the Pilot before we set off. You guys can see visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Oh, we are setting off here in the Pilot EXL, and first off, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. I did say that I was going to talk about the suspension a little bit later in the video, and also let's go into the all-wheel drive torque and see what is happening there, so you guys can hopefully see that real time. That is cool. It's showing what wheels it's sending power to and everything. That is some fun stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that on so you guys can look at that the whole time. But anyways, ride quality is really good. Honda's really good at building just like nice smooth suspension, and yeah, Pilot is no different. So really good from a ride quality perspective. Road noise perspective, average for the segment. It's a pretty well insulated cabin overall, so no complaints with that. Taking a turn here and getting a slight acceleration. This is just partial throttle. 9 speeds, really smooth. Good torque from the 3.5 liter V6. Now I'm going to put it into the S mode, which again is like your sport driving mode. I'm just going to leave it in automatic so that it can do its own thing for us. Now I'm going to kind of let it short shift a little bit. Yeah, really good torque. Acceleration is great. The reason I'm letting it short shift is I imagine those of you that are probably going to be buying this aren't going to be going full throttle all the time. You know, maybe a few times when you're getting up to highway speeds, but for the most part, you're going to, you know, just be partial. Really good torque when you go partial throttle. Gets up to speed at a really decent pace. And it's still so cool with the torque, because what I'm seeing so far is, yeah, there is power sent to all 4 wheels, but it seems like the majority of the power actually goes to the front wheels. and then it kind of sends power to the rear as is needed, which is pretty interesting to see. Obviously, that's actually going to help out with grip and fuel economy. When you have more power going to the front, right, you're going to get a little bit of a better grip rather than sending it to the rear. It's more fun when you have it going to the rear, but obviously it's not great for grip purposes and safety purposes and all that stuff. But let's get into setting things up here with this EXL. So first off, it looks like a Pilot, so nothing's changed there. When you're going off the line, it's pretty even with the power distribution. It looks like it, once you're up and moving, it starts to take power away. That is interesting. That is interesting. So it's pretty much even, and then it takes the power away from the rear and sends most of it to the front when you like go into the throttle a little bit. So that's tells you how this all-wheel drive system performs. But anyways, yeah, looks like a Pilot. Interior wise, this EXL is very nice. Comes with a lot of nice like luxury amenities like the heated seats, the leather seats. These will be easier to clean if you have kids, and obviously black interior like this will be great if you have kids because it's easier to clean, right, compared to any other interior color. And then aside from that, safety tech is great, and I really don't have anything bad to say about the Pilot. It's not particularly exciting or anything, but I mean, that's not what this is about. This is about, you know, hauling kids around, getting good fuel economy for how big it is, and, you know, obviously being safe, and the all-wheel drive system shows that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I think the Pilot's still a great third-row SUV. It's very reasonably priced for what it has equipment-wise and everything, and so if you're looking for a third-row SUV, check out the 22 Pilot. Let's get some things up for our video on this 2022 Honda Pilot EXL. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Stockton 12 Honda for giving me some time with the EXL. Check out their inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.